From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage. In tonight's East Coast Conference matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Firebirds of the University of the District of Columbia. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, joined once again by Nick Durst. And Nick, the Dolphins come in having lost each of their last two games. A bit of a struggle for CSI. They're looking to bounce back.
Yeah, Joe, and the last time they were here in the tank, an absolute heartbreaker to Mercy College, who their opponent tonight happens to play in their last game as well. So we'll see how that shakes out. But the Dolphins come in here 3-10, only 1-5 in the ECC. Not ideal, but first season in the conference, so certainly some growing pains, that's for sure.
The Dolphins have struggled shooting from the field throughout the season, but have gotten consistent scoring from two players, one of which a multiple-time East Coast Conference Rookie of the Week, Jenalise Alarcon.
Yeah, Joe, in her last game, 5 for 5 from the field, so she is scoring efficiently, and she's averaging almost a double-double per game, 11.5 points and 9.5 rebounds.
And Alarcon not the only Dolphin scoring the basketball well. Alarcon is CSI's leading scorer, but their second leading scorer has also provided a spark off the bench from downtown for CSI.
Absolutely. Ashley Lambert has been lights out, basically shooting from Lambert's lane here, making it in on victory, no doubt about that, but she did miss a game, so she's getting her legging back, her stamina back up, but 11 points in the last game, but if you get her the ball open in the corner, she's going to make those three-pointers.
We mentioned Jenalise Alarcon. She is approaching an average of a double-double on the season, 11.5 points, 9.5 rebounds. But, Nick, several Dolphins have shot the ball well from downtown so far this season, and that's really helped this Dolphins team as they try and get things turned around.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and a lot of times we've been seeing it here where the Dolphins have to come back in the game with the three-pointers, and then at the end of the game we've seen epic three-point shots made by Gia Esposito. Esposito, cold-blooded in her veins, and she's just been knocking down those huge threes at the end of the game, shooting almost 40% from three-point range this season.
Esposito just shy of 40%, and Ashley Lambert up around 36% from downtown, as we mentioned, CSI's second leading scorer on the season. But now we will turn our attention to CSI's opponent this evening, the University of the District of Columbia. The Firebirds come in with a record of 7-8, 3-3 in ECC play.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This team is going to be a tough task for the Dolphins here. 3-3 in the ACC, one game under 500, 7-8, and they play tough. They're physical. They shoot the three pretty solid as well. Their shooting percentage for the season not that great, only 34%. The three is only 26%, but when they get hot, they get hot. But in their last game, they did lose to Mercy College.
You mentioned it before, Nick. They took on Mercy College in their last game, and just as the Dolphins did, the Firebirds dropped their game against the Mavericks, though. CSI held the lead for almost all of their matchup with Mercy College, let it get away late in that game, and once again against the Firebirds, Katie Wall of Mercy College had herself a phenomenal game.
Yeah, Katie from the window to the wall, unlimited three-point range, averaging 20-something points per game. She had 26 or 28 in the last two games, and then Tasha Bender also had a phenomenal performance against the Dolphins, and of course in her last game she did well also with 26 points.
And what really stood out in that game, the Mavericks did not get any points off of their bench. That was very surprising to see, as a lot of the Mavericks bench players got into the game against CSI. But you said it before, Nick, this Firebirds team, a team that comes in struggling a bit shooting. The Dolphins have also had their woes from the field, though. It appeared as if things were beginning to turn around for CSI in their last game against the Mavericks. I spoke about it before. They got off to a great start.
Yeah, and that's going to be key. If you want to win the games, you got to get off to great starts. Dolphins did get off to a pretty good start last Wednesday night, and they just couldn't hold the lead. But if you do get off to a good start, which is not something the Dolphins are used to doing this season, a lot of times they're playing from behind. If you get off to that hot start, you need to continue to apply pressure and all gas, no brakes. That's the way you're going to get the way to the finish line with the victory.
One player the Dolphins need to watch at the defensive end of the floor tonight is Destiny Riles. She had a big game in the last outing for the Firebirds against Mercy College, 21 points and 5 rebounds. Her numbers on the season also very solid.
Yeah, she's been great, averaging 11.7 points per game, and she's been really efficient from the field. So she's going to be somebody that the Dolphins are going to have to key in on defensively.
The leading scorer for the Firebirds coming in is Latavia Jackson. She's averaging 15.2 points and 8 rebounds per game. That rebounding total just shy of the team lead, but several players on this Firebirds offense for the Dolphins to watch out for. They have 3 double-digit scores. The last of those is Halia Ellis. So 3 names for the Dolphins to watch tonight heading into their matchup with the University of the District of Columbia. CSI looking for their second East Coast Conference victory of the season. The Firebirds looking to break above the 500 mark in conference play. NCAA Division II women's basketball on the other side of this commercial break.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And welcome back inside the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst as starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor here at the College of Staten Island. And with those starting lineups, my broadcast partner, Nick Durst.
All right, Joe, first for the University of District of Columbia Firebirds.
CSI Dolphins!
That's some technical issues there. But first up for the Firebirds, we have number 0, Kiera Messiah. Number 1, Tori Williams. Then we have number 2, Destiny Riles. Number 15, Renasia Blatch Huggins. And number 20, Ayanna Ellis. Now, for the CSI Dolphins, number 3, Naomi Masinge. Number 4, Kaya Johnson. Number 13, Genelise Alarcon. Number 14, Elizabeth LaFaro. And number 15, Christina Arvello. Joe, hope they heard me, but that's a starting lineup, but we're not sure if we're having some audio issues here.
Well, we do apologize. It does appear we are registering levels on our sound mixer. However, Nick and I cannot hear one another right now, so we do apologize if there are audio issues on the streaming end of our broadcast. We will get that taken care of within the next few minutes, if possible. As we are set to get underway here from the College of Staten Island, Dolphins and Firebirds, live on the ECC network.
Cooperation and enjoy the game.
Dolphins with another change to their starting lineup as Kaya Johnson is reinserted into the starting 5. Gia Esposito had started each of the last 2 home games, so Gia heads back to the bench. And jump ball belongs to the Firebirds. They will possess it first. This is Riles with it, well beyond the arc. Dolphins open in their zone defense. Looks like a 1-3-1 perhaps for the Dolphins as the Firebirds work it toward the free throw line. Kick out. That was Williams. Bounce pass inside for Ellis, and Ayanna Ellis opens up the scoring.
Nice move there by Ellis to get to the hoop and score.
Noemi Masinge with it now in the right corner. She sends it cross-court to LaFaro. Passed up an open look from 3. Feeds it inside to Alarcon, and Alarcon can't finish underneath. And we have a foul at the other end of the floor, as going down there was Destiny Riles.
First foul of the game on Johnson.
2 shots for Destiny Riles. And the first is off back iron and no good. Second free throw rolls in. A 1 of 2 trip to the line for Riles. And the Dolphins have it. This is Arvello on the right wing. Handoff to Alarcon. She kicks it out to Johnson. Quick swing to LaFaro. Now Alarcon in the right corner for 3. And that one's way off. And rebounded by the Firebirds.
Too much power there on that shot. Went past the rim.
A 5-0 lead for UDC. This is Masinghe in the left corner. Now LaFaro. LaFaro into the right corner for Arvello. Wide open three-pointer is short. This is Riles with it. Feed inside for Blatch Huggins, and her pass is tipped and stolen by CSI.
Nice job there defensively.
This is Arvello into the corner for Johnson. Now LaFaro, top of the arc. Way by the Firebirds, but they were able to chase it down along the baseline. Now Riles looks to go coast to coast. The backhand layup no good, but that is rebounded by Tori Williams, who puts it back up and in, and it's an early 7-point lead for UDC. Once again, we do apologize for our audio issues. It appears as if we're having a technical issue with Nick's microphone right now, so I'll take you through to the next break, and we'll try and get that sorted out before we come back as the Dolphins turn it over once again. This is Riles, bounce pass in transition, but Messiah couldn't finish. An offensive rebound goes to Williams, but it's stolen by Masinghe. Good effort there by Noemi and Masinghe and the Dolphins. They are still in search of their first points. Johnson for an open Masinghe in the right corner. She tries the 3, and the Dolphins are on the board.
Noemi Masinghe for 3.
7-3 Firebirds as we just crossed 4 minutes into the opening quarter. Riles feeds it inside for Blatch Huggins. She tries to take it to the basket, but is stripped, and here come the Dolphins. And Masinghe had it knocked away. She goes down to the floor, and her pass for LaFaro was stolen. Here comes Riles. Riles, Euro step, and she throws the finger all off the bottom of the rim. Offensive rebound to Blatch Huggins. Her attempt is blocked, and she will pull it back out. The Firebirds look to reset. This is Ellis against Masinghe, and she had it stripped away, but Masinghe stepped on the baseline. Brianna Moore and Ashley Lambert onto the floor for CSI, replacing Masinghe and Johnson. Kaya heads back to the scorer's table immediately after checking out of the game, and it looks like Alarcon was supposed to come off the floor. So Johnson remains in, though officially she did check out of the game. Bounce pass inside, that was for Blatch Huggins, and it deflects out of bounds off of UDC, so the Dolphins force an immediate turnover off of the inbounds pass. This is LaFaro for Arvello. Wide open 3 from the left wing is good, and the Dolphins are back to within a point.
Christina Arvello for 3.
This is Blatch Huggins, free throw line, kick out for Benjamin. Benjamin took it baseline and kicked out once again into the left corner. Now Messiah looks to drive, and she is rejected on the pull-up jump shot. This is LaFaro. LaFaro throws one up, off glass, and rebounded by Blatch Huggins. Outlet pass on the break for Ellis. She takes it to the basket and banks it in. Ayana Ellis with a strong finish, and that breaks a scoreless drought for the Firebirds. The Dolphins were previously on a 6-0 run. This is Johnson. Now Arvello. Right back to Johnson. Lambert, left corner 3. And the Dolphins have evened up the score at 9. Ashley Lambert from downtown.
Lambert,
Listening to the fans who said, take the shot, and they did.
Free throw line. This is Blatch Huggins to the rim. And she finishes the tough layup around Brianna Moore. Nice finish there by Renasia Blatch Huggins. This is Lambert. She drives to her left. Floater, short. And rebounded by the Firebirds. In the corner looking to drive. That was Ellis. Ball now back up top with Blatch Huggins, who nearly lost it. She receives a pass right back and tries a 3, and that is good off the window. Renasia Blatch Huggins from downtown, and UDC is back up by 5. This is Arvello, who will try another from the right wing, and that is short. Rebounded by Blatch Huggins. Blatch Huggins nearly lost it, but was able to get it to Ellis, who is called for traveling underneath. And we will have our first media timeout of the night. 3:41 on the clock in the first quarter. Dolphins trail 14-9.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag, like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad was like, we have a prodigy. So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do. Be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And we're back from the tank. Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst. Dolphins trailing by 5, just over 6 minutes into the opening quarter.
Yeah, Joe, I hope everybody's hearing me. We had some technical issues. We can't hear each other, but as long as everyone's hearing us, it should be good to go. And Dolphins trying to fight back into this one here in the first quarter.
Well, this audio situation seems to be just a big inconvenience for you and I. Hopefully not for the viewer, as the Lambert 3 is no good, and Arvello chases it down right in front of us and is able to make the save, sliding across the floor.
Great hustle there by Arvello.
And Arvello was looking for Johnson in the corner there, but threw it away.
Johnson looking to cut there. Arvello thought she was going to get her more towards the three-point line, and the pass goes out of bounds.
That turnover, the third for the Dolphins. The Firebirds are ready with 5. This is Riles with it. She swings it over to the right wing and now into the corner with Pruitt, who will try the 3. And Arvello unable to stay anchored in bounds along the baseline, so the Firebirds will get another possession. Brianna Moore heads to the bench, and Jenelise Alarcon returns after a short rest. And in traffic, putting up that shot and burying it was Janiyah Smith.
Smith, right off the inbound, takes the shot and buries it.
Smith did not hesitate in heavy traffic along the baseline, and UDC matches their largest lead at 7. Esposito could not wait to catch that ball in the corner, but she can't hit the 3. Arvello chases down the long rebound and then quickly turns it over on the pass to Alarcon.
back-to-back possessions with an errant pass from Arvelo leading to a turnover.
That is Smith for 3, no good, and rebounded by Arvelo. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Dolphins looking to chip into this UDC lead. They trailed by 7 early. Now trailed by 7 once again as Esposito reels that one in and finds Arvelo open in the left corner for 3. That one too long, but it's rebounded by Lambert.
Dolphins doing a good job right now with the offensive rebounds, but unable to convert the second chance opportunities with points.
Arvelo clearly traveled there, no doubt about that one.
That's Arvelo's third turnover on 3 straight possessions, and she will head to the bench.
Tori Williams back into the game for UDC. Lizzie LaFaro back into the game for CSI. Another 3-point attempt, and this time it is Kensley Benjamin who knocks it down from the right wing, and UDC now leads by double figures.
Benjamin showing off her range there, knocking it in.
Lambert will try and answer from the right corner, short, and the rebound is tipped over the baseline and out of bounds by Alarcon.
Dolphins here having trouble. Can't find a basket. Desperately need one here as we head to the last minute of the first quarter.
Well, you said it during the pregame, Nick. The Firebirds don't shoot it particularly well from the field, but so far they are 8 of 16, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. The Dolphins 3 of 14. 10 of the 14 CSI field goal attempts have been threes, and they've only hit 3 of them.
Yeah, and it's just lucky breaks for them, unlucky breaks for the Dolphins right now. The Dolphins turning the ball over a lot, and Lola Plamenko checks in for the Dolphins.
That last foul was Kaya Johnson's second, and as Nick just said, Lola Plamenko enters for the first time as Esposito has the long rebound and looks to push. UDC does a good job getting back. Esposito on the step-back jumper, and that's off the mark. Fight for the rebound, and it goes to Lambert, who is fouled underneath and will head to the line for 2.
Well, Joe, Lambert here going to the line, has a chance to break the scoring drought here, get the Dolphins into double digits, and down by 9 or 8, depending on how many free throws she can make.
Ashley Lambert at the line for CSI, and her first attempt is good. Second free throw by Lambert, also good. And the Dolphins are back to within 8 points. Lambert coming in 30 of 34 from the line on the season, 88%. And she adds 2 more to her made free throw total right there. This is Benjamin in the corner. She's double teamed, trying to get rid of it and could not, as LaFaro went down to the floor, and I thought they might get Benjamin for the foul, but it looks like they called it on LaFaro. And they did.
Yeah, Joe, I guess they claim she pushed, perhaps. Hard to see from here, but it was definitely all on the baseline.
The foul had to have occurred before, LaFaro grabbed the ball, because it looked like LaFaro had it and then got tackled from behind. But like you said, Nick, there may have been a push before LaFaro made the dive. 11 on the shot clock, and that attempt from the outside, no good. Here come the Dolphins. 16 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This is Lambert. Back to LaFaro. 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Dolphins working it around the perimeter. LaFaro for 3. Short. And with 3 seconds to go, here come the Firebirds. And they will not get a shot off as they took it all the way to the rim there. Williams way late on the layup attempt. And after one, the Firebirds lead the Dolphins 19-11. More NCAA Division II women's basketball when we come back here on the ECC Network.
For me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time, it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
And we're back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst. And Nick, after one, the Dolphins trailed by 8. CSI hoisted up a lot of three-pointers in that opening quarter. Unfortunately for the Dolphins, they only hit 3 of 11 from downtown, and as a result, they trail by 8.
Joe, the Dolphins are lucky to only be down by 8 here. This could easily be a double-digit deficit, but other than Lambert's big free throws there at the end of the quarter, Dolphins truly struggled with 3 for 16 shooting, as you mentioned, and Firebirds 8 of 18.
Really remarkable that in that opening quarter, the only points that didn't come from behind the three-point line came from the free throw line in the closing minutes of the opening frame. The Dolphins certainly would like to correct that, as there's a nice take to the rim by Destiny Riles, and she's off to a very strong start for the Firebirds.
Good start here for her, certainly, with her shooting.
This is Lambert left wide open for 3, and Lambert makes the Firebirds pay.
Lambert knocking it in. She's off to a great start here, Joe. She's at 8 of the Dolphins' 14 points.
Trapped in the corner is Messiah. Kick up top to Riles, now on the right wing. Williams sends it in, and Ellis is called for traveling underneath. Dolphins trail by 7 again. Firebirds led by double digits for a short time in the first as CSI tries another 3. That is short, but Alarcon grabs the rebound and is rejected inside by Blatch Huggins.
Great defense there by Blatch Huggins.
LaFaro was looking for Alarcon there, but that's an ill-advised pass. And Blatch Huggins lost it, but the Firebirds do come away with it right at the center court line, and wasting no time hoisting up a 3 was Messiah. That shot no good. This is Esposito driving baseline. Kick out for LaFaro. Wide open for 3. And Lizzie can't hit. Blatch Huggins with another rebound.
Lizzie coming up empty early on here today.
There's another 3-point attempt at the other end. This time it was Blatch Huggins off the mark. Neither team hitting their outside shots right now. LaFaro on the right wing inside for Alarcon. This is Lambert, and it was tipped away by Tori Williams. 3 Dolphins back defensively. Williams to the rim, and she draws the foul.
Good job there by her to take coast to coast off the turnover there. And she will head to the free throw line here. And Williams looking to add on to her points total here. She has 2 so far and chance for 2 more at the line.
Tori Williams to the stripe. For the Firebirds, she has 2 points in the game. Look to add to that total right here. Leading the way in scoring for UDC is Renasia Blatch Huggins. She has 5, and with that make, Williams now has 3. Blatch Huggins also has 5 rebounds to lead the way for the Firebirds. Noemi Masinge back into the game for CSI. Lizzie LaFaro heads to the Staten Island bench. 1 of 2 trip to the line for Williams. Her team now leads by 8, and the Dolphins throw it away yet again. And Nick, you said it before, several ill-advised passes by the Dolphins that have been off the mark.
Yeah, Joe, and the Firebirds here in this quarter are also not, doing too well shooting-wise. A lot of turnovers. There's another one here out of travel. But the Dolphins have just been unable to take advantage of it And they're doing the same thing. So it's been back and forth here, missed shots or turnovers.
Dolphins with 4 giveaways in this quarter. That last turnover by the Firebirds was their second. Turnovers 9-7, favoring UDC. Firebirds with 7, CSI with 9. As Lambert tries another 3, and she buries it from the top of the arc. Ashley Lambert beginning to heat up.
For 3.
Well, Joe, maybe Lambert said, I've had enough of this. And let me start knocking down some threes here to get my team back in the game. And she does there. But now we have a foul on the other end.
Lambert did get the start in today's game. She's now 3 of 5 from downtown. She has 11 points. And back at the line is Tori Williams for 2 more. And her first free throw is good. One more to come for Williams. And she goes 1 of 2 from the line again, but Blatch Huggins grabbed the offensive board and couldn't finish the putback. Esposito looked to push for a moment, but instead CSI will run their half-court offense as the Dolphins nearly turned it over again, and that turnover becomes official as CSI commits the loose ball foul.
Joe, the Dolphins are just turning the ball over right now at an alarming rate.
I think part of it is, Nick, and I think it plays into why the Dolphins have attempted so many threes. The Firebirds have been all over the passing lanes inside of the arc. They appear content to let the Dolphins take those shots from the outside. As Ellis got trapped underneath the backboard and really had nowhere to go with that shot attempt off the bottom of the backboard.
Well, right now, Joe, it seems like nobody can make a 3 but Lambert, so Firebirds implementing a good strategy here.
And there's a good possession for the Dolphins as they find Alarcon on the inside. Good feed there by Gia Esposito.
A great move and pass by Esposito to Alarcon. Alarcon wide open, able to lay it up and in. Dolphins down 4.
The Dolphins bench and fans of this CSI team have to like that last possession. And despite their turnover struggles and shooting struggles, CSI only trails by 4. They can't secure the rebound off of the miss, but Masinge with the steal. Dolphins come back the other way. Masinge looks to drive, and she and Alarcon had different ideas there as Alarcon vacated the paint, and Masinge's pass goes out of bounds.
Well, Joe, you mentioned it. Despite the bad shooting, they are in this game. So one good run here for the Dolphins, and it could work wonders for them.
At one point in the first, UDC was shooting up above 50%. That's not the case anymore, as that one is an air ball from Benjamin, and with that, the Firebirds are down to 36% shooting.
Well, Joe, what we've seen here is that UDC definitely likes to shoot it, so if they get any sort of opening, they will be putting it up.
Firebirds by 4, just under 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. This is Esposito on the right wing. Up top to Alarcon. She almost had it poked away. Handoff to Arvello. Now Esposito with 10 to shoot. And off the crossover and drive, Esposito is fouled. That shot will not count. Foul charge to Kensley Benjamin. That's her first personal. That foul came before any shot attempt. Lambert looks to inbound. Bounce pass inside for Moore. Short jumper rattles out. And the rebound goes to UDC.
Nice look there from Moore, just unable to get it to fall.
Arvello in the passing lane nearly came away with the steal. Riles inside for Ellis. And Ellis with the post jumper finishes around Moore.
Nice move there by Ellis with Moore draped all over her. She's still able to get the shot up and in. Ellis and Moore, both about 6'1", 6'2". Good battle in the paint right now.
Esposito defended on the perimeter by Benjamin. 12 on the shot clock as Alarcon sets the screen. Esposito on the drive, finger roll, no good. And rebounded by Blatch Huggins. Blatch Huggins on the move toward the rim, and Alarcon altered that shot just enough. Here comes Arvelo back the other way as the pace of play picks up a bit.
Well, Joe, what I noticed from the Firebirds here is they don't like to use the shot clock. The second they get any sort of opening, any open look, they're going to shoot it.
And Arvelo has her pocket picked by Riles. Riles, kick out into the left corner for Messiah, and that three-pointer is good. Kiara Messiah from downtown, and UDC is back up by 9.
Messiah wide open there. Easily able to knock down that three as UDC capitalized off another.
And there's another nice feed by Esposito, but Alarcon blew the layup, and that's an uncharacteristic miss for Alarcon.
Surprising there, no doubt about it.
That feed inside for Ellis, and a lot of contact there, no whistle. Dolphins now have it. 28-19 our score, 3:20 on the clock in the second quarter. This is Esposito. Now Lambert on the left wing. Arvelo up top, 10 to shoot. Esposito will try the three. Too long, and Alarcon unable to reel it in, but Moore did pull down the rebound, and she is stuffed underneath with 16 to shoot.
Yeah, Ellis there, able to reject that shot.
And with that, we will head to a media timeout. Firebirds over the Dolphins by 9 with 3 minutes to play in the first half.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
And we're back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 9 in the second quarter. Once again, Nick, a shaky start for the Dolphins offensively. Seemed to have recovered, got within 3 points in the first, actually within 1. It was 7-6, but since then, the Firebirds have picked it up at the offensive end of the floor and have maintained a 9-point lead.
Joe, minimal offense here for the Dolphins in this quarter. 2 big shots by Lambert, and then the pass inside to Alarcon. And that's been it in this quarter here. They could have certainly capitalized and took the lead here on UDC, but UDC was able to bounce back, and they're up 28-19.
We mentioned the Dolphins with a lot of attempts from downtown, and really most of CSI's shot attempts have been threes. This one of the better looks from three-point range as Lambert knocks it down. But I think the Dolphins would like to see a lot more of this in terms of ball movement and working the ball inside. As you see several passes made on this CSI possession, they work the ball around the perimeter, and eventually off of the drive, they're able to find the open player inside. That's Alarcon with the easy 2. So the Dolphins will be hoping for a bit more of that in this game as they inbound from the baseline. 10 on the shot clock. This is Esposito with it, and she nearly had it knocked away. Alarcon fights to keep possession with CSI, but she could not, and the Firebirds are out on the fast break. This is Messiah double-teamed, and she's forced to kick it out to Riles. Gets it right back and is left open for 3, but is short, and Lambert grabs the rebound. Alarcon right wing up to Lambert. Now Arvelo. Moore sets the screen as Arvelo sends it into the right corner. 15 on the shot clock. This is Alarcon. Alarcon has it knocked away, and it is stolen by Blatch Huggins. Blatch Huggins defended by Esposito, and a nice move there on the up and under. Unable to finish was Blatch Huggins. Then she forced up the follow as we have a collision in front of the Dolphins bench. And a player is down along the sideline. I believe that's Riles.
So I think they're calling a foul on the Dolphins.
They sure did. Definitely a foul somewhere on that last play. As initially that looked to be a nasty collision.
Coach Sarcone was in disbelief. She saying to the referee, how could that be?
Here's a quick look at what happened.
foul. I don't know. It looks like maybe some coincidental contact, maybe a bit of a flop there. Should have just been out of bounds.
10 on the shot clock for UDC. This is Riles for Williams, and it went right through her hands and out of bounds. It will be Dolphins basketball.
Dolphins certainly need to score again here before the half closes out if they want to stay in this game.
Dolphins have really struggled offensively here in the first half, shooting only 22% and with only 19 points. They have a minute and 30 seconds to add to it as Brianna Moore finishes through contact, and maybe Brianna Moore can give the Dolphins the offensive spark they need off the bench.
Great job there by Moore to absorb the contact and lay it up and in, and she will head to the free throw line here, looking to add to this with the N1 opportunity.
Well, if you're a fan of this Dolphins team or a member of that coaching staff, you love to see that from Brianna Moore, as she hasn't had much going at the offensive end so far this season. There's been a presence defensively whenever she's been in the game, but any offense the Dolphins can get from Moore is a huge boost for this CSI team. Moore couldn't connect on the free throw, so the lead remains 7 for the Firebirds. Short jumper along the baseline, no good by Ellis, and rebounded by Moore. 1:10 to play in the first half. Dolphins hoping to head into the locker room a bit closer. Firebirds looking to cap off a strong half as Esposito tries another three, and she knocks it down.
Beautiful job there. Nothing but net. Esposito knocks it down. Dolphins trail by 4 here, and they will get the ball back at least one more time here this half.
That basket, the first of the game for Gia Esposito. This is Riles off the crossover, pull-up jump shot, and that rattles out. It was halfway down. Dolphins have some time to go 2 for 1 if they want, but we'll see. As we approach 30 seconds remaining in the quarter, CSI will run their half-court offense. Esposito with an accurate pass to Arvelo, who could not finish the layup.
Great pass there by Esposito.
Esposito has shown her value as a playmaker in this Dolphins offense. She's made some great passes here in the first half. Unfortunately, 2 of them led to wide-open layups that were not converted. Riles pull up, air ball. 3 seconds remaining in the quarter. Lambert has Esposito. She takes it to the rim, and I don't think she got it off in time.
They're going to come check, Joe, but she did not get it off in time. But they are coming to check. So let's get that queued up. But the buzzer went off, and she had the ball in her hands. So we'll cue that up here for the official, and they will take a look, and they'll be able to see that it looks like Gia did not get the ball off in time.
Well, it looks like we're frozen, Nick, unfortunately. Let's see if we can scrub it. Yeah, we can scrub it, so that works. Yeah, it's only allowing us to scrub.
And
no good.
And as we thought, it was not going to be good. She had the ball in her hand, and she didn't get it off. She had to start the shot clock, but unfortunately did not work out, and that's a big swing there. They could have went into the half down 2, but they'll go into the half down 4.
So the Dolphins trail 28-24 at the break. When we come back, the second half of this NCAA Division II women's basketball matchup, an East Coast Conference battle between the College of Staten Island and the University of the District of Columbia.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. but I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Blatch Huggins had it top of the arc. Gives it up to Williams. And her finger roll off the bottom of the rim. She grabs her own miss and banks it in.
Nice job there by Williams to use all of her length there to maintain the ball and lay it up and in.
Well, Nick, you were smart enough to mute your microphone while you were eating ahead of us coming back. You weren't smart enough to unmute it when you began talking after the break.
Well, Joe, I actually didn't even mute myself, so that would be you muting. But
well, you have to mute. You're chomping down on the hero. And then you got to pick up your headset. We can't be hearing that. Instead, you got to hear me cough.
I heard you cough. My headset was not on at that point. But what I was saying was that those 2 points by Esposito not getting them at the end of the first half were a big swing there as his ball's turned over, because you would have went into the half only down by 2.
Lead for UDC is now 6. Chance for more this trip down the floor as Blatch Huggins posts up against Masinge, but Noemia did not give up any ground, and Blatch Huggins is called for traveling.
Another travel there. Dolphins looking for their first points of the half.
CSI with 15 first half turnovers. With that last turnover, UDC now has 10, as LaFaro is short on another 3, rebounded by Masinge, but she threw it off the bottom of the rim, and Alarcon chases it down beyond the arc. And a foul was called on the play against Ellis for the hand check. That's only her first personal first foul of the second half. This is Johnson handing it off to Arvello. 15 on the shot clock. Arvello, defended by Riles, gets a screen from Alarcon. Alarcon to LaFaro, 7 to shoot. Lizzie drives baseline and finds Arvello open in the left corner, but her three-pointer is short.
Shot short there from Arvello. Would have been huge if she was able to knock that one down.
Open 3 from the left corner. No good by Messiah. And possession will stay with UDC. Firebirds inbound from the baseline, and that bounce pass to Blatch Huggins sets her up underneath for a nice up and under move as Blatch Huggins finishes the layup.
Nice move there, going up and under there. And she's able to lay it in.
Blatch Huggins now has 7 to lead the way in scoring for the Firebirds. This is LaFaro on the drive, and she lost the handle. She takes a spill out of bounds over the baseline. It's UDC ball, and Ashley Lambert checks in less than 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Dolphins needs to get something going here offensively. So Coach Sarcone checks in her league scorer on the day so far, which is Ashley Lambert at 11 points in the first half.
Lambert easily the hottest shooting Dolphin in the first half. CSI hopes that will continue as Riles is whistled for the offensive foul. She looked to pass it at the last second, left her feet, and as Clyde Frazier would say, that is the cardinal sin of passing.
Joe, we've seen you pass the ball to the official a few times this year. The key is always to get your feet planted.
Faro inbounds to Arvello. Dolphins trailing by 8. CSI really struggling for offense in this game, but not to be overlooked. They've done a good job at the defensive end of the floor. Haven't given up too many easy looks. As that entry pass is stolen, and CSI continues to force those passes inside. This is Riles. Kick out. And thinking about the three was Messiah, but Firebirds will reset with 20 to shoot. Messiah defended by Arvello. Now gives it up to Riles. And Riles was fouled.
Bit of a scrum there, but each team goes and picks up their player. I'll have a foul.
That foul, the first of the quarter against CSI. Firebirds inbounding from the baseline. Corner three-pointer by Williams, too strong. And a big rebound pulled down by Ellis. Her follow, no good. Arvello pokes it away from Williams, and here come the Dolphins. Arvello surveys the floor and gives it up to LaFaro. LaFaro drives to her right, gets right to the rim, and is rejected by Blatch Huggins underneath.
Blatch Huggins having a major impact here in the second half for the Firebirds.
And she will head to the bench with 6:35 to play in the third. Kensley Benjamin takes her place out on the floor. Masinghe off the spin, and she is blocked underneath by Ellis. Great interior defense all night long for the Firebirds so far, as I think Arvelo may have gotten a piece of that shot by Riles. Here comes LaFaro on the drive. Masinghe out to Arvelo. Open three, too long, and rebounded by Williams.
Good ball movement there by the Dolphins, but unfortunately the shot would not fall, and they've been scoreless here for the first 4 minutes of this half, and even longer dating back to the first half.
On the drive, that's Messiah who throws one up, and a bit of a late whistle there as it came well after that shot had contacted the backboard.
We'll have the first free throw attempts of the half here.
Her third, team second.
For Lizzie LaFaro, that is her third personal foul, so Lizzie heads to the bench along with Kaya Johnson. Esposito and Moore into the game for CSI. And the free throw by Messiah is good.
Extending the lead here for UDC.
That free throw attempt, the first of the game for Messiah. And she's now 1 of 2 from the line. After that miss, fight for the rebound, and Ellis is able to track it down along the baseline. Dolphins let that one get away. Another chance for the Firebirds to go ahead by double digits here. This is Riles to Williams, inside to Ellis. She's triple teamed, and throwing up a wild shot there was Williams. Possession will stay with the Firebirds.
Right there, Joe. Good job in the shoot-3 zone by the Dolphins. Lola Plamenko checks in, and Dabby Gazmar checks in as well for the Dolphins.
Inbound out to the perimeter, and the three-pointer is no good by Messiah, but this time it is Riles who snatches away an offensive rebound.
So Firebirds get the shot off before the clock expires, but they're able to get their own rebound off the miss.
On the drive, this is Riles. Tough shot, and another foul called on CSI underneath, as this seems like a never-ending possession right now for UDC.
Joe, I feel like they've been on the side of the floor for at least 2.5, 3 minutes of game clock time.
Let's see if we can get a look at how long it has been, or at least approximate.
Whatever the free throw was.
The second missed free throw came at 5:52. So it's been about 42 seconds. Seems like much longer. As the second free throw, no good from the line, and a 1 of 2 trip to the stripe puts the Firebirds back up by 10. Esposito left wide open for 3, but she can't connect, as looks like Riles took a shot from Moore. Riles all the way to the rim, and she finishes the finger roll.
Great job there by Riles. She got a little riled up there after getting inadvertently smacked in the face by Moore, and she said, I'm going to just take this coast to coast, and lays it up and in.
Riles now 1 of 4 Firebirds with 6 points in the game. Blatch Huggins still leads the way in scoring with 7, as Esposito's pass for Lambert off the mark. Another Dolphins turnover, and that will lead to a media timeout. 4:29 on the clock in the third. UDC over CSI by 12.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Car is damaged? Where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Stop to make sure someone is okay. Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
And we're back from the tank. Dolphins trailing by 12. Firebirds looking to extend their lead as Riles pulls up, and her shot is too strong and rebounded by Benjamin. Another offensive board for UDC.
Well, Joe, no doubt about it here. The story of the second half has been time possession, and it's been strongly in the Firebirds' favor.
And that three-pointer is good from the right corner. Janiyah Smith from downtown, and the Firebirds have their largest lead at 15 points.
Smith able to knock that one down. She was wide open.
Lambert will try and answer with a three, and Ashley Lambert has her fourth three of the game.
She's trying to get her team fired up after that, yelling at them, saying, let's go, let's go.
Benjamin with the answer at the other end. Three straight three-pointers between the two teams, and UDC goes right back up by 15.
Benjamin with a big shot in response to see if the Dolphins are able to answer here.
Dolphins doing a lot of dribbling here. This is Esposito. She finds Gazmar, who throws it into Plamenco. Her pass knocked away, and with 8 on the shot clock, CSI will inbound from the baseline.
Need to be quick here off the inbound to get the shot up.
Plamenco, the inbounder. And she gives it up to Moore. Moore off the up and under, and she can't get the roll, but Moore on the follow, banks it in. And Brianna Moore has her second basket of the game.
Great job by Moore to stay with it. And knocks it in, getting her own rebound off the first miss.
I said it earlier, just how much the Dolphins could benefit if Moore is able to give them a spark, as 2 attempts from point-blank range by UDC, no good. And Moore pulls in the rebound before drawing a foul.
Good job there by her defensively, right after a good job by her offensively.
Ayana Ellis, her second, team's third.
Dolphins now trail by 13. This is Esposito with it. Lambert being harassed off the ball. Smith all over her. Gazmar sets a screen for Plamenco. Now hands off to Lambert. Lambert draws a foul halfway to the rim, and that foul is the 4th on the Firebirds, so no bonus situation yet for CSI.
Firebirds foul number 5.
Lambert has the defender all over her the last 2 possessions, and it's definitely frustrating for her.
Esposito tries a 3 off the inbound, and that one way too long. Benjamin inside for Ellis. It looked like she switched pivot feet, but gets away with it, and the shot is no good. Dolphins pulling the rebound, look to push, but nice job by UDC getting back defensively. Lambert defended by Benjamin. She gets a screen from Moore, and that freed Lambert up for a wide-open pull-up, and Ashley couldn't knock it down as Gazmar forces a jump ball along the baseline, and possession arrow favors CSI.
Great job there by Gazmar to get her hands on that and get the jump ball, and the possession is with the Dolphins.
Gabby Gazmar making the most of her minutes with plays just like that, as that's sure to catch the attention of her coaches, earning CSI a much-needed possession. Fresh 30-second shot clock is down to 20 as Lambert has the ball stolen, Now, I'm not sure if that's reviewable, but I think over and back is the correct call.
Yep, that's what they called. The pass was clearly going from Riles, who is in the front court on the steal, into the back court.
Well, let's see if they got it right. I think they did, Nick, as you said. And that is absolutely the right call. Some disagreement from the UDC bench as Esposito is called for traveling. So the Dolphins quickly give possession right back, but that was definitely the right call.
Dolphins struggling, though, overall in this period. Only 4 points.
And that's a travel as Riles is called for the travel. And
back-to-back travels.
Both teams having turnover issues pretty much from the start. Dolphins now with 20. And the Firebirds with 14. And we have a whistle underneath, and if that foul is against the Firebirds, that's 5. On the season for the Dolphins, they average about 19 turnovers per game, force 19 and a half. So the Dolphins have already exceeded their average turnovers per game mark with about a minute to go in the third.
Moore was fouled, so she'll head back to the line.
Brianna Moore to the line for 2 shots, and the first is no good. Entering tonight's game, Moore 3 of 10 from the line, and she misses a pair right there.
Firebirds now can go 2 for 1 off those 2 misses.
And they'll do just that as Benjamin can't connect on the 3 from the left corner. Here comes Esposito. Dolphins now with a chance for a 2 for 1, and the Firebirds will get a 2 for 1 as Riles takes it to the rim and lays it up and in with 37 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Great job by Riles there picking Gia Esposito's pocket and gets the easy layup the other way.
I mentioned Moore was 3 of 10 from the line coming into tonight's game. She's now 3 of 13 on the season, and that miss sees the Dolphins now trailing by 15 points after a turnover that followed, and Moore is rejected by Williams underneath, and I'm pretty sure they just pointed in the direction of the Firebirds. But the Dolphins will inbound, so not exactly sure why the official pointed in the other direction, but possession does stay with CSI. Flamenco inbounds to Esposito, and Esposito can't hit. She's had a tough night shooting. Head of the field is Williams, and a picture-perfect bounce pass sets up Tori Williams for another easy 2, and that is how this third quarter will come to an end as Nick, the Dolphins really let the Firebirds break this game wide open in the closing seconds of the third.
Yeah, Joe, when you only score 4 points and you give up as many as you do in that half. I mean, we went into this half here. It was 48. It was, as we see some replays here, it was only 28-24. Now it's 46-29. As you see there, the layup to end the half. And Dolphins just had a really tough job. Did a really bad job, really, shooting there in that quarter.
A struggle for CSI in the third. That quarter favored UDC 18-5, and CSI's deficit entering the fourth will be 17 points when we come back from this break.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service. So is research, so is becoming a better person, and we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach, and he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him, and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
And we're back for the start of the fourth quarter. Dolphins trailing by 17 points after the Firebirds outscored CSI in the third, 18-5. A lot of work for the Dolphins to do, and for UDC, they're looking to close out this win and get back above the 500 mark in conference.
Yeah, and they'll get to 500 on the year overall at 8-8.
Big swing game for the Firebirds. They'd love to have this one. For CSI, they're trying to avoid seeing their losing streak continue as Esposito was stripped. Gazemar thought about the jump shot. 12 to shoot for CSI. Esposito defended by Smith. 7 to shoot. Esposito looking for Gazemar, and that pass went right through her hands, and you can see Gia's a bit frustrated out there.
Yeah, Gia not looking happy ever since she got the ball stolen against her a few minutes ago.
Esposito, 1 of 9, has turned the ball over 4 times. She is one of 4 Dolphins with at least 4 turnovers, so the turnover issue has not been a problem with just her. The entire Dolphins team has really struggled with the giveaways.
Yeah.
One player who has not struggled is Destiny Riles.
Yeah, Riles has been great. 10 points leading her team right now. Really turning it on here at the end here. The Dolphins, though, turnovers have been a big issue. Arvelo had a ton of turnovers in the first half, and the shots just are not falling, but big layup there.
Esposito able to lay it in. That's Esposito's second made field goal, and you said it, Nick, with that last basket, Riles now has 10. Remarkably, she is the first player for UDC in double figures. CSI had Ashley Lambert in double figures at the half. If they trail by 17, this is Williams against Moore, and that's way too easy.
Williams, one dribble, and she's able to get away from Moore and lay it up and in. Dolphins here, down 19 with 8 minutes. We'll see if they get Alarcon back in the game soon. She's been out for quite some time, Joe.
This is Esposito on the drive, finds an open Gazemar, short jumper, no good. And rebounded by UDC. This is Riles bringing it across half court. Defended by Plamenko. Riles bounce pass inside for Messiah, who pulls it away from a pair of Dolphins, but could not keep control. And it will be Dolphins basketball. Or at least I thought they said white ball, and they did. As the officials are awaiting a CSI inbounder right now.
So the Dolphins came out this quarter with their full bench. The host starting 5 was on the bench, but now LaFaro has checked into the game.
Earlier I mistakenly said Ashley Lambert got the start. She did not. So as you said, Nick, right now, Dolphins open the quarter with mostly bench, or with all bench. Esposito heads to the bench, and LaFaro, the lone Dolphin starter in the game right now. This might be a group of 5 that has not played together yet this year. No way for us to check that, but
yeah, Joe, I don't recall Plamenko being on the court with Moore and Gazemar once this season.
That was my thought exactly, Nick, as we have a Firebirds pair of substitutions. Ellis back in, along with Benjamin, replacing Smith and Williams. And credit to UDC, they came into the tank with only 8 players available, as Plamenko can't hit. Moore pulls in the offensive board and travels. And
she knew it too. She's laughing about it, and she said, "My bad, that's on me."
Not often you see a player out on the floor not only admit to the travel, but make the traveling hand signal that the officials use to signal travel, but that's exactly what Moore did right there.
Maybe Moore has a future in refereeing after she graduates.
Ellis in the corner. This is Messiah. Thinking about the pull-up was Riles, as Messiah has it, 7 to shoot. Now Riles. Drive inside. She finds Benjamin cutting, but Benjamin traveled, and Dolphins getting stops here throughout this game, but just haven't been able to get anything going at the offensive end.
Joe, they've really had trouble just taking the ball to the basket and knocking down the threes. So if both of those things aren't going well for you, it's going to be really tough to score, and a lot of turnovers as well, and there's another one.
The percentage was much greater in the first half, but right now, over 50% of CSI shot attempts have been threes. 24 of their 47 attempts, three-pointers, and of those 24 threes, they've only hit 7. Very tough to win when you put yourself in that situation to go along with 24 turnovers. This is Riles out to Benjamin. Open three from the left wing. No good. And the rebound is pulled in by Moore.
Moore's getting a lot of minutes here today, Joe. I don't remember her having this much of extended playing time much this season.
This is Lambert, who is fouled. And right now, Brianna Moore at 18 minutes. She already has 10 rebounds. Go along with 4 points. She's 0 of 3 from the line, so she could be well on her way to a double-double right now if it weren't for those missed free throws. 6 minutes left in the game, and I'm not sure she's going to come out. Not much stirring on the Dolphins bench. A lot of dejection over there at this point in the game. And there's another CSI turnover, and that's the reason why, is the Dolphins with numerous unforced errors.
Yeah, Joe, and minutes-wise, it seems like the starters might be done. As far as who's on the bench, LaFleur obviously in the game right now, but Alarcon, 22 minutes, she's on the bench. Kaya Johnson only played 11 minutes, she started. Naomi Masenge, only 10 minutes, she's on the bench. So very interesting here, and perhaps Coach Sarkone is trying to send her starters a message.
There's an offensive rebound for the Firebirds, and Tori Williams puts it back up and in. And Firebirds have been all over the offensive glass in this game. They have 19 offensive rebounds. And their 5-rebound lead in the offensive rebound department accounts for their entire lead on the glass as the Dolphins turn it over yet again. Another CSI giveaway and an easy 2 for Riles.
And Joe, I mean, this has just been total dominance for the most part here by the Firebirds. They've led from the tip.
And I don't think effort was an issue for the Dolphins throughout the first 3 quarters. They were battling every possession with UDC, keeping this game within striking distance and competitive. But here in the fourth, they are just piling up the turnovers, looking a bit dejected out there on the floor, and they trail by 23 points inside of 5 minutes to play in the fourth. So when we come back, our score, 54-31 UDC over CSI. More ECC basketball after this break.
Well, for me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together, I feel like. I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
We're back from the tank. Dolphins lead by 23 points. They trail by 23 points inside of 5 minutes to play. As this game has really gotten away from CSI here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Joe, no doubt about what the result's going to be here, unfortunately.
As LaFaro lays it in. Easy 2 for Lizzie LaFaro.
Nice job there by LaFaro with the left hand to take it to the basket and lay it in.
Hate to pinpoint one play, and it might have been nothing, it might have been something, Nick, but you said it coming out of the half as LaFaro with the steal, and she finishes around Riles. So Lizzie LaFaro with 4 quick points, but you spoke about it when we came back from break after halftime, Nick. Dolphins had a chance for an easy 2 to wrap up the first half. That would have made it a 2-point game. And after that, it was all Firebirds. And like I said, it may have been nothing, may have been something, as in the final about 90 seconds of the third, that's when this game really got away from CSI.
Joe, I think it was certainly a momentum shifter, because at that point, if the Dolphins make that point, they go into the half down 2, and it could have totally changed the complex of the game to start the second half.
Coming out of the first half, momentum certainly lied with CSI. But they were unable to maintain that heading into the third quarter. Gia Esposito checks back in with 3:40 on the clock, so I presume Lola Plamenco's day is done. At the line is Kensley Benjamin for 2 shots, and first of a pair is good.
So for the Dolphins, Ashley Lambert led the way with 14 points, but not to be lost in this, the 20-point deficit right now is 21 now, is the fact that Brianna Moore has played really well in extended minutes, missing the free throws, unfortunately, but she's done some good things on the offensive glass, definitely the defensive glass, on the defensive end as well.
You said it, Nick. The lone blemish on her stat line is the missed free throws. As Lambert has it in the right corner, she sends it up to Gazemar. Good pass inside to Moore, but she couldn't pull it down.
Nice court vision there by Gazemar, but Moore unable to handle the pass. We just saw there as Kensley Benjamin almost fell going back the other way.
Fortunately for her, it was off camera, so her friends at home wouldn't have gotten a chance to see it. Fortunately, I wasn't so lucky after the half, and there's another 3-pointer for UDC. That's Kayla Pruitt from downtown, and the lead is back to 24.
Her first points of the game.
To the rim goes Ashley Lambert. Count it, and 1.
Lambert's fighting hard here. She knows they're down big, but she's still trying her best, and now she's got 16 points.
We saw it earlier, Nick. Lambert hit a big shot and tried to fire up her team. And her effort has been a strong one from the start in this game. As you get another look at that and 1 by Lambert. The free throw was no good, and taking it coast to coast was Riles, but she blows the layup. Nice move to get open underneath, but she couldn't finish.
Right there, just saw another more rebound. I believe she's at her career high in rebounds here this evening.
Well, I said that I thought Lola Plamenco's day was done. It does not appear to be the case, as she is at the scorer's table. Another Dolphins turnover leads to a Firebirds fast break, but Benjamin unable to finish. Here comes Lambert back the other way. Esposito to LaFaro. Lizzie looks to drive. She finds Gazemar open. Gazemar to Moore. Out to Lambert. Lambert drives left. Floater. No good, but a foul is called against UDC. And the Dolphins are in the bonus.
Firebirds foul number 1, Tori Williams.
Lambert will go back to the line, looking for her 17th point.
Well, it's no doubt a career rebounding high for Brianna Moore. I don't think we need to look back at the stats from earlier in the season to check that. She has 11 rebounds in the game, but we can get a look at her previous high. And that would be 6 against Deauville back on December 19th. So,
and this is her career high in minutes as well, and it might be points also.
So a big night for Brianna Moore in terms of career bests. Dolphins trim the lead back down to 20 and come away with another steal. This is LaFaro all the way to the rim, and she couldn't finish with the left. Now the Firebirds looking to run the floor as Riles underhands a pass straight through Benjamin and out of bounds. It will be Dolphins basketball.
Dolphins here down 20 with 1:45 left in the game.
You don't have to look much further than the scoreboard to see what the issue was for the Dolphins in this game. They just didn't make enough shots when all was said and done. The turnover certainly hurt, but the turnover battle wasn't that lopsided that it was the difference in the game. CSI just didn't hit enough shots. 1:19 on the clock as Williams drives, and the underhand layup no good. This is LaFaro to the rim, and she drew the foul. Well, at least I thought she drew the foul as the ball wound up out of bounds, and possession belongs to UDC. LaFaro was charged with the foul, so that was my mistake as LaFaro picks up her fourth.
Oh, the second foul of the quarter for the Dolphins.
Head fake by Smith. She picks up her dribble, nearly traveled as Esposito continues to play harassing defense. 7 to shoot. This is Benjamin from the right wing, and Benjamin rattles in another three.
Benjamin is a shooter, Joe, and she's been doing that all along. But if you look at the scoring here for UDC, it's pretty evenly out there. A couple of players in double digits, while for the Dolphins, only one player in double digits.
And that's her right there, Ashley Lambert, right on cue. Knocks down a three, and
21 points for Lambert.
That will likely do it, as the Firebirds will dribble out the remaining seconds. That last three by Kensley Benjamin was her third of the game. She was 3 of 6 from downtown. That put her in double figures. She joins Destiny Riles and Tori Williams as the double-digit scorer. For the Dolphins, you said it, Nick, Ashley Lambert, the only player to eclipse the 10-point mark. Lambert had 21, but no other Dolphin had more than 5 points as CSI falls to fellow East Coast Conference member, the University of the District of Columbia, 62-42.
Yeah, Joe, very disappointing here for the Dolphins. Not off to a good start in this calendar year. Last Wednesday, a heartbreaking come-from-behind loss. Didn't do too well over the weekend, and now they lose by 20. So we'll see what the strategy is here moving forward. But Brianna Moore had a career night, and Ashley Lambert had a good game with 21 points.
CSI opened up the new year with a thrilling double overtime victory against the University of Bridgeport here at home. They have not won since. CSI sees their losing streak extend to 3 games. They drop to 3-11 on the season, 1-6 against the ECC. But we mentioned it briefly during the second half, Nick. For UDC, they now are even with a record of 8-8. They have reached the 500 mark overall. And in conference, they are now 4-3. So a big win for the Firebirds to open up our doubleheader from the College of Staten Island. That will wrap up coverage of our women's basketball game, but stay right here as the men take the court coming up next for the back half of our East Coast Conference doubleheader. Once again, our final score in this first game of the night, the women of UDC over the women of CSI, 62-42. Men's basketball coming up in approximately 20 minutes.